Alright guys, we are now in the third module, and this is we're gonna go ahead and discuss how you can access your admin panel or your administration panel, and you can see the new look and feel of your Facebook page when you first log in. If you're first logging into your Facebook page for the first time with the timeline, you probably, instead of just seeing the cover photo or a blank space where the cover photo should be, you'll see something that looks like this, where it says administrative panel here in the top left, just below the Facebook moniker or logo. And you can see the thing that's really cool now is it tells you all of your recent notifications. So you can see when you've had new likes, you can see when you've had new comments or new engagement, and you can engage them back right away. You can also see over here to the right if you have new messages that have been sent to you. This is something that's new, that's specific for pages now, where people can actually, instead of sending private messages to your personal profile, they can actually private message your business page now. Really awesome tool and be able to do that. The big thing here is I want to point out is your insights. It gives you a graph of how your page is reacting right now to your existing campaign. You can see the engagement you're getting on your post, how many people are talking about it, and the current reach that you are experiencing. So you can click on the See All button, which is really cool. It's going to pull up a lot of detailed reports and insights here on how your page is performing. But first and foremost, I want to show you, it automatically shows the overview. So you can see the total likes. You know, we have 119 likes, which isn't a ton like some of our clients. We're still growing that and working on that. We work on our clients so much, we tend to neglect ours a little bit. But you can see here that we're reaching almost 58,000 people through those 119 contacts. We have 28 new people talking about our page right now, and you can see the weekly reach is 1,032 people, which is, you can see here, is up over 80% for this video that we're shooting right now of this module. But the big thing is you got to look at it this way. If we're reaching 1,032 people during the week, for every person that actually likes that status update or comments back on that status update, we're now getting exposure into their personal network. And the statistics show us that approximately for every one person that engages us, we have potentially 130 new brand impressions. And actually that number is probably slightly increased. But you figure if you're reaching 1,000 people at times 130, that's a large chunk of potential brand impressions that you're getting passively in front of your trusted network, if you will. So you can also see, you can take a look at your likes, your reach, the people that are talking about this, and then of course your check-ins. But more importantly, if you scroll down the page here, you'll notice that you have the ability to see what the viral capacity or virality of each status update is, or it has been. You can see what people like and don't like. You can see how many people your status updates are reaching. And that way you can really track, monitor, and scale what people really like to see from you, and so you don't waste time posting things that people don't care about seeing. So some of the ones that you see here that have no engagement, well, that might be because people just aren't interested in those topics. But the ones that they are, you can see there's some great ones here. How you can attend our April 14th, that was probably one of our webinars or trainings. You can see that had a lot of engagement there, or a lot of virality there. But I just wanted to point this out to you because it's really important that you're always tracking, monitoring, and then scaling your campaign accordingly based on all the reference and insights and analytics that you can take and review and see what people really like and don't like, because a lot of times our perspective or the way we think things aren't necessarily the reality. So always keep that in mind when you're working on your social media campaign. But we're going to go ahead and go back to this admin panel here, so you can see how cool those new insights are. But across the top here, you have the ability to manage, build your audience. You have the help tab as well, and then of course the hide tab. So if I wanted to come in here and I didn't really want to see this admin panel anymore, I can simply hit the hide button and it goes away. And over to the right here, you'll see admin panel. If I click on the admin panel, then that's what you'll see. But if you're logging in for the first time, you should see that anyways. So what you will notice is all the same functionality that you had before as far as the administrative panel was concerned is still there. You just have to go under this Manage tab and you hit Edit Page. And you'll see all the same functionality that you had before is still there. So your settings, this gives you the ability to decipher whether or not you always want to comment as the page administrator, or if you want to comment as yourself. This is one of the places that's really important to uncheck, because it's defaulted to be checked so that anytime you're on your business page, you automatically are commenting and engaging as an administrator of the page rather than as yourself. So Christine and I like to really uncheck this so that we have the ability to not only act as an administrator of the page, but also act as our individual profiles too. So that way we can start building some engagement through our personal networks as well as our business networks. And then you can see as you scroll down through here, you have the manage permissions, which is pretty straightforward. You have the basic information. One thing we'll point out here in the basic information is make sure you complete this. If you have a local business or place, put your address in there, because you can see that it will show a map and location, and people can actually click on that and get directions to your location. You can see you can add in the name of your page, the start date. You can see the start type opened. You can add your hours, so if you have specific hours, you can add them in here. Under your about here, you can add your about information. Your description can be here. The general information tab is actually really important, because this is where you can add in links to all of your other existing profiles, maybe even your email list opt-in if it has a specific web URL address. So you can see if we type in the http twitter.com/emediainsiders, what that does is when somebody clicks on the About tab, which I'll show you in just one moment, it now becomes a clickable tab where they can actually click on it and go to your Twitter profile, your YouTube profile, your Yelp profile, or any profile for that matter, or web address that you have. You just need to enter it in the http : / whatever the web address is. And that way it will automatically become a clickable link. You can also see that you can put in a few other pieces of information here. It's all the same that it was before. We just wanted to give you that one little nugget there that sometimes people miss out on. So I'll show you what that looks like very quickly. If we view our page and we scroll down over here to the About area, if I click on About, you'll see all this general information down here. It has all of our other web addresses here. So we can actually, if somebody wanted to go and look at our YouTube page, they can click on YouTube, and you can see here as the page refreshes that it's taking them to our YouTube page. So it's really important that you take advantage of that and leverage that, because you want to offer as much potential for engagement as possible. So putting those in there will really help you out quite tremendously. So we're going to go ahead and go back into the admin panel. So we go into the Manage button, hit the drop down arrow, hit Edit Page, and we're right back to where we were here. So basic information. Moving on, your profile picture. This is another way that you can load your profile picture. And you can see this is the thumbnail that you see right below the cover photo. This is another way that you can set that. You can also set your featured likes. So you can show up to, I believe, 5 featured likes. So these are, maybe you have trusted business partners, and this is where you can set the featured likes to be, and add the featured page owners. The resources tab is a great tab here. This will allow you to do quite a few different things. Probably most importantly is it will allow you to select your username. So your default username is facebook.com/pages/edit/special character ID 1,203,000, some ugly long web address. This, by selecting the username, it will allow you to customize your web address for Facebook, your Facebook page, to be facebook.com/emediainsiders. So if you type that in right now, that would take you to our page, facebook.com/emediainsiders. And we try and keep that consistent across all of our profiles. So youtube.com/emediainsiders, twitter.com/emediainsiders. But this is where you can set it. Sometimes Facebook allows you to set it right away when you set up your account. Other times it makes it so that you cannot set your username until you have at least 25 likes on your page. The one thing we will tell you about that, though, is when you select the username, it is there for good. So make sure that you've spelled it properly, that it's exactly the way you want, because if you ever want to change it, you'd have to recreate a whole new Facebook page. So you can see this is where you can also invite all your email contacts. You can use social plugins. This gives you the ability to basically create those boxes that you see in sidebars of websites, where it shows you all of the current activity on a specific Facebook page. It just gives you a snippet of code, and then you copy and paste it in. It's a great tool. You can also link your page to Twitter, which we don't really recommend. We'd recommend that you use social media management manager like Hootsuite or Seismic or TweetDeck, one of those social media managers that allows you to integrate all of your profiles into one place. And then you can see here there's other things that you can review, other additional resources on how you can optimize your page. You have the admin, so this is where you can add your admins. You have your apps. This is where you can load your apps or configure your apps, if you will. So you'll see there's a few different ones here. This is a place that you probably won't frequent all too much, but it's the place where you can create those different landing pages that you'll see on ours that are, for example, we have our new fans visit here. If you click on that, how we configure that is using the static HTML app that you see here, right here. You can configure your mobile device, which you really don't need anymore if you have a smart device, because there's apps already out there that integrate your Facebook interaction through their apps. So Facebook with smartphones is probably the way to go over this, but if you had a traditional phone, you can actually sync your Facebook with your SMS text messaging. The insights, this is another way you can get to the insights that I showed you earlier about what's going on with your engagement. I'm going to go ahead. We don't need to go into that in any more detail because we've already done that. The help section, there's a lot of great information there as far as if you wanted to add functionality. There's a lot of great how-to deals. Now the one down here at the bottom I want to show you real quickly are the deals. The deals are really important because most people forget that if you have a local business or place, you can actually set check-in deals. But if you don't have a local business or place set up for your Facebook page, you will not be able to do this. But you can see once you click on deals, it's very straightforward and it's free to use. That's the greatest thing about this. So with that, that covers the rest of the administration panel and module 3. So let's move on to Module 4.